its choice. And honey, she's wearing stilettos, building empires, and rewriting the rules while y'all were sleeping. This isn't just about money. This is about black women turning pain into power and turning no's into networks. So buckle up, because at the end of this video, you'll be so inspired, motivated, and ready to chase your own dreams. Therefore, make sure you watch to the end. Let's start with the ones making noise in the music industry, because if there's one thing Atlanta knows how to do, it's birth superstars. Anicia came up on the south side of Atlanta, where the streets teach you quick and the hustle never sleeps. Growing up in a strict Catholic household, rapping wasn't exactly on the approved activities list. But she had that fire, you know? That thing that won't let you sit still when you've got something to say. She worked regular jobs, clocking in and out like everybody else, but music kept calling her name. When her single Kimora Lee hit, people started paying attention. Now she's an independent artist worth around $100,000, and she's just getting started. That's the thing about Atlanta women. They don't wait for major labels to validate them. They create their own lanes. Then there's Latto, who some of y'all might remember as Miss Mulatto from the rap game. She won that show and could have easily disappeared like so many reality TV stars do. But nah, she had bigger plans. She rebranded, refined her sound, and came back swinging. Big Energy wasn't just a hit, it was a global moment. She's collaborated with artists worldwide, snatched up multiple BET awards, and built herself a $5 million empire. At her age, that's not just impressive, that's revolutionary. And we can't talk about Atlanta music royalty without mentioning Shamari DeVoe. Remember Black? That platinum-selling group that had us all in our feelings in the late 90s? Shamari was right there, harmonizing and performing her heart out. Then she pivoted to acting, landed a role in Bring It On, and later joined the Real Housewives of Atlanta. That $4 million net worth didn't come from one lane. It came from knowing how to evolve, how to stay relevant, and how to leverage every opportunity. But music is just one piece of the puzzle. Atlanta's black women are making major moves in entertainment across the board. Kelly Rowland is a household name, period. As a founding member of Destiny's Child, as she was part of one of the best-selling girl groups of all time. But Kelly wasn't content with just being part of a group. She launched a solo career that gave us hits we still play today. She acted in films, became a television personality, and built a brand that's worth $12 million. Kelly represents the Destiny's Child work ethic. She showed up, put in the work, and created multiple streams of success. Raven Simony started as a child star on The Cosby Show and could have easily been another cautionary tale about child actors. Instead, she became a Disney icon. That's so Raven wasn't just a show. It was a cultural phenomenon that generated hundreds of millions in merchandise. She produced, she acted, she sang, and she built a $20 million fortune by her 20s. Now that's what you call playing the long game. And Ciara, baby. And Ciara didn't just make music, she created a whole vibe. The First Lady of Goodies gave us platinum albums, iconic choreography, and a modeling career that landed her deals with major brands like Revlon. She's worth $20 million, and she did it by staying true to her artistry while diversifying her portfolio. Ciara showed us that you can be beautiful, talented, and business savvy and still maintain your integrity. But Atlanta's black women aren't just entertaining us. They're literally saving lives and changing the game in medicine and wellness. Dr. Jackie Walters is the real deal. She's not just playing a doctor on TV. This woman has been an OBGYN for over 2 decades, serving high-profile clients and everyday women with the same level of care and expertise. She's a graduate of the University of Mississippi who's treated celebrities like Usher and the Braxtons. But here's what makes her story even more powerful. She's a 2-time breast cancer survivor. Instead of letting that break her, she turned it into purpose. She founded the 50 Shades of Pink Foundation to help other women navigate their journeys with cancer. She's on Married to Medicine, sharing her expertise with millions, and she's worth over $1.5 million. Dr. Jackie represents that intersection of service, entrepreneurship, and resilience that defines Atlanta's black women. Speaking of resilience, let's talk about Keshia Knight-Pulliam. Y'all know her as Rudy Huxtable from The Cosby Show. She became the youngest person ever nominated for an Emmy, and that record still stands. But Keshia didn't rest on childhood fame. She went to Spelman College, continued acting, and built a steady career that's worth $2 million today. She represents that Atlanta education and excellence, showing young black girls that you can be cute, smart, and successful all at once. Now let's talk about sports, because Atlanta's black women are breaking barriers there too. Renee Montgomery had a stellar basketball career at UConn and in the WNBA. She won championships, made all-star teams, and was living the dream. Then 2020 happened, and Renee made a choice. She retired from playing to focus on social justice activism. But she didn't leave the game entirely. She became a part owner of the Atlanta Dream, making history as one of the few black women to own a professional sports team. She's also a sports broadcaster, and she's worth $3 million. Renee showed us that sometimes walking away from what's comfortable is exactly how you step into your power. Politics and activism? Atlanta's got that covered too, and her name is Stacey Abrams. Stacey is a whole movement by herself. Former Georgia House Minority Leader, voting rights activist, and the woman who helped turn Georgia blue in 2020. She ran for governor twice, and even though she didn't win, she changed the entire political landscape of Georgia. She registered hundreds of thousands of voters, fought against voter suppression, and became a national figure. And y'all, she's also a best-selling author who writes romance novels under the pen name Selena Montgomery. She's worth $3.1 million, but her impact? That's priceless. Well, Stacey represents that I'm going to change the system whether y'all like it or not. Energy that Atlanta women carry. Fashion and style are industries where Atlanta women are making their mark too. Tamika Foster has styled some of the biggest names in entertainment, including Jay-Z and Mary J. Blige. She appeared on Atlanta Exes, but her real legacy is in the work she does behind the scenes, making artists look iconic for their biggest moments. She's also deeply committed to giving back, founding charities including Kyle's World Foundation. With a $5 million net worth, Tamika proves that the people behind the scenes can build just as much wealth and influence as the ones in front of the camera. But here's where it gets really good. Let's talk about the women who are using business to solve real problems. Jasmine Crowe saw hunger and food waste and said, "Not on my watch." She founded Gouda, a sustainable waste management company that uses technology to fight hunger. Think about that. She created a business model that's profitable while feeding people who need it most. Her company has redirected millions of pounds of food to communities in need, and Gouda is now valued at $12 million. Jasmine is proof that you can do well by doing good and that social entrepreneurship is the future. And then there's the woman who takes the #1 spot, not just because of her net worth, but because of what she represents. Beatrice Dixon is the founder of the Honey Pot Company, a plant-based feminine hygiene line. Now, you might be thinking, feminine hygiene? What's so special about that? Everything, sis. Everything. Beatrice saw a gap in the market for natural, safe products for women, particularly black women who've been ignored by mainstream health and beauty companies for decades. She started the Honey Pot with a vision and a dream. She became one of the first 40 women of color to raise $1 million in venture capital. That alone is historic. But she didn't stop there. She grew that company, built a loyal customer base, and created products that women trust with their bodies. Recently, she sold a majority stake in the Honey Pot Company for $380 million. Let me say that again, $380 million. Beatrice went from having an idea to being worth nearly $500 million. She created generational wealth, opened doors for other black women entrepreneurs, and proved that when you serve your community will show up for you. These women represent something bigger than money. They represent possibility. They represent the fact that black women don't have to choose between success and authenticity, between wealth and values, or between winning and uplifting others. Atlanta is special because it's always been a place where black people could dream big and actually achieve those dreams. It's where civil rights history was made, where hip-hop culture flourished, and where black businesses have thrived for generations. And now, it's where black women are showing the world what happens when you give them resources, opportunity, and the audacity to believe in themselves. These women didn't wait for perfect circumstances. They didn't wait for the economy to be right or for society to be ready. And they saw what they wanted and went after it with everything they had. They fell down and got back up. They heard no 1,000 times and kept knocking on doors. They invested in themselves when banks wouldn't. They bet on their vision when everyone else called them crazy. And now? Now they're the ones writing the checks. They're the ones creating opportunities. They're the ones younger black girls look up to and say, if she can do it, so can I. That's the real power of what's happening in Atlanta. It's not just about individual success stories. It's about an ecosystem of black women supporting each other, investing in each other, and lifting each other up. It's about creating a culture where Black Girl Magic isn't just a hashtag. It's a business plan, a lifestyle, and a legacy. So what's the lesson here? What can we take from these incredible women? First, start where you are. Anyika worked regular jobs while pursuing her music. Dr. Jackie survived cancer twice and turned it into a purpose. Stacey Abrams lost elections but changed the political game anyway. Your starting point doesn't determine your destination. Second, diversify. Almost every woman on this list has multiple income streams. They're not just doing one thing. They're leveraging their platforms, their skills, and their networks to create wealth from multiple angles. Third, give back. Notice how many of these women have foundations, charities, and causes they support. Success means nothing if you're not bringing others along with you. Fourth, stay authentic. These women didn't try to be anyone else. They brought their whole selves to their work, their culture, their blackness, and their womanhood, and they made it work for them. If this video inspired you, hit that subscribe button right now. Drop a comment telling us which of these women inspires you most, and share this video with a black woman in your life who needs to see what's possible. Let's keep amplifying these stories because representation matters and your dreams are valid. Now, go out there and build your own empire.